Hi guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you're thinkers, doers, and I hope that you're a human being, like instead of a human doing. Is that, even though I just called you a doer, whatever. I hope that you're well. If not, go make sure that you are before watching this, because it's going to get a little judgy in here. This was so fun. I was doing a lot of researching on Monday for 3D applications because I was seeing a couple people doing 3D art and it looked very interesting to me. So I'm like, well, let me see what that would be like to, do. And there was some that cost a bit of money to get, and then there were free applications, and I was just watching people rate them. I'm not going to say what those ratings were. Please go in and do your own research on that, but there are multiple different applications that you could have used to test this out. But I'm the kind of person that likes to buy once. I don't like to have to go back and be like, oh, this one wasn't good and I paid this much, or it wasn't good and I have to download another one and it's free. Like, I just like to have the good stuff all at once, no gimmicks, no nothing, like no subscription, that kind of a vibe. So with that, I paid for Nomad, which is an app. I think you can also get it on Android, which I think is the beautiful part about it. It's not like a Procreate where it's exclusively an Apple thing. So we could appreciate that. And you can download it on your phone. I don't know what it would do to your phone's like RAM or whatever, but it kind of heats my tablet, but not much. But it is doing a lot, as you can see. But I did have a few notes that I took about Nomad because, well, it is an app that you have to pay for. I did get it this week and it's very spanking new to me. Yes, I've worked with clay before, but that's with my literal hands. So using like a clay substance on your tablet is just different. And so I wanted to come on here and talk about a few of the points and give my final rating of, this app towards the end. And keep in mind, it's literally I downloaded it Monday and I used it and then I finished what you guys will see on Thursday. I have been adding more. I don't want to show you because one, it's kind of a mess, but she has a body now. She has a whole neck, which you won't be seeing, but you'll be seeing, the process of her come together. But yes, I downloaded it Monday and I used it for about an hour. That day, my best friend was actually able to use it a lot more than I was. But she was the brave one and looked up the tutorial so that we could know what we're doing. But by then she kind of checked out whatever. It was more so my thing. It was kind of making her motion sick. So that's also maybe something that people maybe can be concerned about before doing this kind of stuff. But yes, Monday I only used about an hour. Tuesday was more of just watching videos and trying to learn about the app and getting these tutorials because I had no idea what I was doing. And when you download this app or even watch people use the app, it's overwhelming. There's so much access to so much. And keeping in mind, I would say since I paid $10 when I originally got Procreate, every tablet I've gotten has just instantly put Procreate in there. I don't need to pay again. There's no subscription, no ads, no anything. That's the kind of way that I like to purchase. And since Nomad is like a 3D version of Procreate, in my eyes, seeing as I've been using Procreate for a while now, I would I would say the $10 increase, because like if you've already paid for Procreate, you are used to paying for apps for one, and two, you would see what I'm getting at with this. The $10 extra, I would say, is the 3D effect of it. Like, it's worth it. It's worth it. That's all I have to say. It's worth it. It's a lot in the moment, but it's worth your money. So there's that aspect of it. I wanted to see if I was still recording. There's still that aspect of it. And I didn't actually like know what I was doing until Thursday. Keeping in mind, like Tuesday night into Wednesday, I was working on a whole new character. This woman is brand spanking new to Thursday. So I had this like older gentleman, and I was like figuring out how to do that. And I woke up the next morning and watched a tutorial, and he says, make sure that you save your drawings. Don't trust autosave. I didn't even have on autosave. In fact, I didn't have on anything. So everything that I have been creating since I downloaded this app has been deleted. And I've made something pretty much every day. So they were all deleting. So that's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So there's 3 projects, if not more, that I was making gone. But it's okay. Those were all very terrible, but they were very fun. Like, I was just learning and like playing with the tools, which I would suggest that you do. Play with the tools, play with what it means. I was trying to get a video out to you and show you what this is about, but definitely, you know, play with all the tools, play with all of the intricacies, and don't take it too serious right away like I made myself do. But yes, speaking of seriousness, it is overwhelming. When you click into one thing, you have access to so many things, and then you also have access to like dials. This is also why you've never seen me attempt to like create a brush in Procreate, because I get very overwhelmed by all of that, and they make it very easy. It's not like difficult. I played with the settings in the brushes before. It's just a lot of access, and I just like to have what I need right away, so then I can just do what I want. And that could be, you know, something I need to work through, but it's difficult for me to try to do. So when you go in there and you see all these different dials and all these different settings and all these different ways that you can like manipulate the clay, it just is overwhelming. And then the validating feature, I'm just now getting used to that, getting used to resetting brushes, and you know, to be able to like, it is overwhelming. Give yourself time to get used to this. It is very new, especially if you're coming from a place of only doing 2D art, which I am. So yeah, that will be one of my critiques, but not really though, because really Procreate is overwhelming. I still am learning stuff about Procreate. Like, this is all, it's all a learning process, from traditional to digital, all the learning curve, okay? But with me comparing them so much, it is very similar to Procreate. You can use like similar gestures with the 2 fingers and the 3 fingers, and you can do, or am I thinking of the 3 fingers right? You can do a lot of the similar gestures in it. The dials are the same with like how intense you want stuff and how big you want things. Like, it is very similar to that. So definitely, if you're not used to art, I would say don't get Nomad right away, but I would say Procreate is a very good introduction to something like this, so that you're not so blindsided when you get into it. And what it taught me was how to operate on a 3D plane. So as a 2D artist, you're used to things like making sense from this angle, or whatever angle you're working from. Like, you're just used to things making sense in one way. It's not until you work in 3D where when you turn it and it makes no sense that you're like, okay, so now I have to keep checking 2 angles at minimum, if not just checking the whole thing to make sure that it makes sense. And then sometimes having to check the bottom and the top of things. You have to like, pay attention to all of that. And it's very easy to do with, not very easy, it's easier to do with clay than it is with the app. But the app is revolutionary, man. I'm enjoying it so much. And in fact, I've been waking up every day doing, like I'm addicted to it at this stage. Eventually that'll calm down. I hope it doesn't though. I'm really enjoying it. And in fact, I do kind of like wish I could show you like how far I've gotten, honestly, but I'm not going to. I'm going to save her again, because if I exit this app and she's not there to greet me, I'm going to be furious. But yes. And it's also not that much storage in your device. It was less than 200 megabytes. 200 megabytes. So I liked that too. Like, don't take up too much space in my tablet. I need this for stuff. So yeah, it taught me something new. And I think now if I was to use clay, I would be a lot better, because I know about like the smoothing and like how long it takes. It takes long in there, it takes long in real life, depending on like how you work. And I'm a very physical, like I don't spin things on the wheel. I like to like it. I like to do it all myself. So yeah, it's very, very fun. And the only downside I would say is Procreate has very much so spoiled me with its recording feature. So in Procreate, I'm able to record the whole process of the drawing, and it'll like synthesize everything and speed it all up, take away all the mess on the screen, and I could just, you know, use that as my content. But for this, I had to screen record it, so that's something. That's another way to take up a lot of space, I know. And I have to go back in and like do that whole thing. I don't mind, it's just one of those things. So overall, I would say that I rate this app about a 8.9 or 9.3 out of 10. And the reason why it's not a 10 out of 10 is because I feel like a 10 out of 10 will be one of those 3D applications where you kind of draw something 2D and then you can upload it to 3D, and then it'll just create it. And then if there's things you need to tweak, you can tweak them, but it would just pretty much be able to do itself. That's a 10 out of 10 in my mind. And since that's like not a thing, at least I don't think it is, outside of literal 3D printing, it's not gonna get that rating. I would also say paying for apps is kind of crazy to me, because it's not like other art supplies where if I was to go and pay for this panel or pay for some pencils, I can keep those pencils once the internet is down or the Wi-Fi is off. Is that not the same thing? I can keep them still. And I don't like the idea of coming out of $30 just for apps. Now, it's not that much money compared to how much people spend on app subscriptions and things like that. Like, I have app subscriptions too, but you know, I don't know. It's one of those things. But I'm not complaining about the price point now that I have used it for longer. When it was time for me to pay for it, I was hesitant because I'm like, what if I don't like it? What if I don't understand it? Like, I was so scared, and I kept watching these videos over and over again, like, and they kept on saying, dude, Nomad is the way to go if you want like a very easier experience doing this and you want it to look nice and stuff like that. That's the way to go, and they were absolutely right. But if you don't have that kind of money to come out of, I got you, bestie. I would never do you like this. The App Store has a lot of different 3D sculpting applications for free. Now, how do they work? I don't know. I didn't try them. But ZBrush is one of the ones that they kept mentioning throughout this search, and it is totally free. And I'm gonna give you a quick little look at like what they are about, if it's not totally like Jeremy. But they have like really good, you don't have to pay for anything. And in fact, this looks simpler to use than the other one, but it's okay. ZBrush is the exact same thing. You don't have to come out of any money. But if you want certain things within the app, you gotta come out of some money for ZBrush. But they have so many. Just so many. And then Sculpted is another one that I seen people mention. It's kind of cool. But there are a lot on here, and I did not look too far into the other ones because I was wanting like the best right away. So but that's just a me thing. Like, I just knew I didn't want to have to like suffer through having to watch an ad for a brush or, you know, anything goofy like that. I just wanted to make sure that that was never going to happen. And I could use this as much as I want to, as long as I have an Apple product or my tablet around. So yes, but with that, I would say give it a shot if you think this was entertaining. Yeah, go eat something, go outside and touch the grass, go drink some water, go talk to your plants. I talk to mine. Go do some homework, be productive. I don't know, whatever is not getting done that you think needs to be done, let's do it. For me, that is editing this to get to you guys tomorrow and getting on live. I am going to go live on Twitch or YouTube, I don't know, probably both. And I'm going to do my makeup because I have a fairy party I'm going to, so that'd be fun. I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you for watching. I'm going to end it here. Go sculpt something. That's what I should have said. Go sculpt something.